Here, ladies and gentlemen, non-binary, binary, all colours of the rainbow. LGBT.
Yesterday, I came face to face with the very farmer who gave me a massive wedgie at the Royal Show last year, and I didn't even know it.
What do you mean by that?
Last year, I went inside the cattle judging ring at the Royal Show, and a farmer grabbed me from the back of my shirt and the back of my shorts, literally lifting me up and giving me a massive wedgie before throwing me around and pinning me up against the fence.
So let me give some context as to what happened. She went protesting on someone's property when they had an event going on, and literally jumped in there in the main circle bit in the middle and started rambling all this stuff, and she wonders why she got thrown out. I don't care what you do, if you go onto someone else's property, that's what's going to happen. I'm surprised this woman's still doing this stuff. Like, how is she not in jail yet? And bearing in mind, remember the video we did on this girl a while back? This is the same one that interviews kids half naked, painted as a cow, saying it's comfortable to be naked, and she's moaning at guys flipping eating hot dogs. Big respect to the farmer.
There are lunatics trying to make weights woke. You heard that correctly. Alyssa Royce, the owner of Rocket Community Fitness, a CrossFit gym in, you guessed it, Seattle, is now urging CrossFit box owners to stop designating barbells as men and women's bars. 45 pounds equals a men's bar and 35 pounds a woman's bar, but apparently she says this is silly because barbells don't have genders, they have weights.
Okay.
No way. This has got to be a joke. Surely. I've trained for over a decade and I didn't even know men and women had their own flipping bars. But, you know, if there was one realm of training where this would happen, it's going to be CrossFit. I'm sorry to you CrossFit fans, but as soon as she said CrossFit, I was like, I'm not really surprised. Where do these people come from? Who are the parents? Who is responsible for these flipping vegetables of human beings, man? I can't even get my words out.
Ma'am. Don't assume my gender. Yeah, I don't do that. Don't assume your gender? What are your pronouns then? They and Z and princess. Princess? Damn.
What are you?
An idiot sandwich.
Can you identify as a black person?
No,
Why?
because I'm not black.
I'm not a woman, but I can identify as a woman according to you.
If you transition, maybe.
What defines a transition?
If that's your goal, you know?
If you believe it.
Sure.
If you believe you're black, why aren't you black?
Well, that's just not, that's like genetics. That's like ancestry.
You're also born a man or a woman. It's the same thing. That's also genetics.
Okay, I'm over it.
Stop it. Get some help.
Surely these people don't believe what they're saying. They can't. I can't even fathom what goes through the minds of these donuts, man. They can't believe what they're saying. They can't. Unless they've got the IQ of a flipping mug. You know, it's mind-blowing, isn't it? That they actually believe that shite they're saying. Well, it sounds stupid, but, you know, more than likely they are stupid.
I have a lot of trans friends. If they were dead named, it would be shattering to them. I think it's very wrong.
A few moments later.
Well, why do names matter so much? It's not as deep as you think it is. It's just a title.
If they were dead named, it would be shattering to them. I think it's very wrong.
Well, why do names matter so much?
99% of trans people, and it says, you know, at the end of the film, there's no long-term studies of transition regret, but from what we do have, like 99% of trans people do not go on to regret their transition, right?
Do you know who that study was done by?
I don't remember, and like
So his name is Dr. Jack Turbin, and he's actually funded by AbbVie. AbbVie is a pharmaceutical company that gives money or does create cross-sex hormones and puberty blockers. Jack Turbin is essentially paid by people who benefit from you being on cross-sex hormones. And so he's the one that's put that study out, and he's the one that's given you that statistic. So it's not to say that I'm not negating who you are or who you believe you are, but that's not a true statistic.
What a load of crap!
The scariest thing about this statistic is that it's out there in the world, and not a lot of people know it's bullshit. But when kids read that, kids who are confused and they're already eating the spoon full of all the shit that's being shoved down their throats these days in schools and TV and social media, they're going to look at that and think, oh, well, you know, it's not so bad, I won't regret it. That is dangerous information. Whoever put that out there needs to be held accountable.
I almost walked out today, and I'm crying in the back room right now, and I almost cried on the floor. It's just, I'm like 3.5 hours into my shift. There's so many customers, and we have 4 people on the floor all day. Only 5 people were put on the schedule, and somebody had to call out. And there are 4 people running the whole store, and there's so many customers, and there's possibly scheduled 5 people. We only have 13 people employed at this store, and there's so many customers. And then people are yelling at me because they don't have their orders ready, and they don't know what to do. And a customer was misgendering me today, like really badly. I didn't have their order ready, and so they were just like talking to each other, and they're like, "She's clearly incompetent." I have a full mustache and beard. What the fuck?
Stop it. Get some help.
Oh, you poor thing. Life is really that tough, is it? Listen, guys, if you ever feel incompetent, or you haven't achieved something, or you feel ashamed, just remember that there's people like this exist. Alright? This should make you feel better. You know, there is vegetables like this who exist. Little crybabies who can't handle any pressure or just difficulties of life. These people would crumble. And they're talking about if there's a world war, they're going to draft these people. Can you imagine him on the front line? Can you imagine that shit?
I don't care what you think.
No, do you believe that?
I don't care what you think.
No, what do you believe?
My politics are filth. I say kill all people.
Nope.
Yeah, filth. Kill all people.
Your politics are
Eat
filth?
shit. Fuck dogs. Filth.
That's your politics?
That's my politics.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait, first of all, you're not going to speed past that like you didn't just say what you just said.
That's your politics.
That's my politics.
And say what your politics are again?
No.
Okay.
Day 58 of being a girl, and I just froze my sperm.
Is that something y'all do, ladies? Huh? Freeze your sperm? Just asking.
I'm currently taking estrogen and a testosterone blocker, and I plan to be on them for a long time, and one of the side effects can be infertility.
Oh, so you are admitting that taking these life-altering drugs do indeed cause sterility, which is why you, a woman, froze your sperm.
I just got my sperm count results back from the lab, and my sperm count was just above the viable amount, so I kind of did it at the perfect time, and I'm really, really happy that I did.
I'm just curious, ladies. When was the last time you had your sperm count checked?
Boys have a penis, girls have a vagina.
You can say all the spill you want, do all the stuff you're doing, whatever you're doing with your face, trying to get rid of your facial hair. You can take all the drugs and supplements and have all the surgeries you want. You ain't going to change who you are. You know, you can try and cater for it, but you ain't changing shit. You need a slap of reality. Because you are what you are. You are what you were born and what God made you. There's no changing that.
My entire concern is that you're making decisions for children.
Yeah.
And that this is a completely new thing with no historical precedent. We've never done this before. There's not like a history of hundreds of years of hormone blockers being used on young children and whether or not that is healthy and promotes a positive life. I feel like if a child thinks they're a girl, let them live as a girl. But you don't have to hormonally engage with their body with chemicals. It just seems crazy. It seems ill-advised. It seems like this movement of acceptance and progressive thinking in many ways is a fantastic thing. It's a fantastic movement. But this seems to me to be a leap, and that you're making this leap to confirm your ideology and to confirm that, you know, you're 100% cool with trans people and you're 100% cool and you're going to recognize this child is trans, but you're doing something, you're doing something to this child's body that you can't turn around. And if this child decides at whatever age we decide that you can make rational decisions to transition as trans, let them fully develop first. Let them be a person. Let them make these decisions.
Yeah, and I just think you have to be a certain individual mentally to think it's okay to push this shit on children. You know, if I literally said that on social media, like put it in writing, I would probably get this channel shut down. That's the crazy thing. You know, you look at Nick Merckx, the famous streamer. He built up, you know, his following, and then he said about these people, stay away from the kids, leave the kids alone. And he had his own bundle in the Call of Duty store, got removed. Call of Duty removed it because of what he said. You can't even say that anymore. It's mad. They are going for the children, they're going for the innocence and the fragile minds of children. They need to stay the fuck away from them.
Guys, I'm literally shaking for no fucking reason. I was just misgendered by this person I was helping.
For once, I'm completely inclined to agree. One was indeed shaking for no reason. If anyone gets that upset over being misgendered, they obviously have a lot more to work on in themselves. For instance, I get called a man, or trans, or being accused of being 60 to 70 years old multiple times a week. And if I let things like that get to me, then I would never get anywhere in life.
And for some reason, I couldn't correct him. I don't know why.
If one wants to identify as a woman, take a moment to imagine what biological women have had to deal with since birth. And if being called the wrong gender upsets one that much, maybe one isn't strong enough to be a woman.
Every single time he called me man, I just didn't know what to say back.
Part of being a person and a woman is knowing how to stand up for oneself and learning what to say and when to say it and how to say it. Because if a person can't stand up for themselves, how exactly does that person expect to be able to advocate for anyone else?
Yep, these people have a lot to learn. They really do. I mean, guys, what did all our mates say to us when you might fall over and be like, I hurt my knee? They'd be, stop being a girl, stop being a crybaby, stop being a woman about it. You know, but now you can't say that anymore. You know, Wonder Woman was a badass back in the day. Now we're wondering if they even are a woman. Crazy times we live in, man. It really is. And you know, like me and my wife talked about having kids and stuff, and you know, doing this sort of content and seeing the stuff that's out there. I don't want to put kids through that shit, man. Who knows that, you know, these teachers, what they're laying on kids in schools is wild. I wouldn't have it, me personally. You know, the next generation is fucked.